Hi there folks, welcome to RRTV's broadcast of the Star Mazda Australian Championship. Tonight we're bringing you the second race, or split 2, of round 1 at Interlagos. So having a look at season 2, I'll tell you what, this season has absolutely exploded, and that's why we have 2 broadcasts of this great event. We have a total of 56 drivers out there tonight. You may have seen our coverage of the first race, which covered the top drivers from 1 down to 26. This race will cover the drivers from 26 down to 52, 53, something like that. So having a look at our season, we're here today at Interlagos in Brazil. Round 2 next week, we're going to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Round 3, Circuit of America's West. Round 4 will be Monza. Round 5, Mount Panorama Bathurst. Round 6 over to Oran Park Raceway. Round 7 will be at Twin Ring Motegi East. That is currently down as a night race, so that's going to be rather interesting to see. Round 8, we're going to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Round 9, Okayama. Round 10, we'll go over to Sebring Raceway. Round 11, Lime Rock. And to round out this great season, in 12 weeks' time, we'll go to Phillip Island Circuit. So before we get into this race tonight, let's have a quick mention of our sponsors. We'd like to thank QuickBeds. If you go to quickbeds.com and enter in the grassroots code 1564, they will give some money back to this league who runs this series, and those guys are going to reinvest that back into this series. Now, they only receive money if you book accommodation, so if you're looking for accommodation, go to quickbeds.com. The other people to thank is GT Racing. They're the guys that put this great event on. So, having a look at Interlagos tonight, the total length is 4.3 kilometres, race distance is 24 laps. They'll be allowed 1 fast repair, incident limit will be 20x. What that means, folks, if they hit another car, they're going to get 4 points against them. Go off the track, 1 point against them. If they spin out, it will be 2 points. Once they hit 20, they will be disqualified. So they'll need to have a look at that. Having a look at our weather tonight, it's constant with the mostly cloudy, 21 degrees Celsius, track temp of 27 degrees Celsius. The winds coming from the east at 16 kilometres per hour. So having a look at Interlagos itself, it's quite an open track. There'll be a lot of passing opportunity today through Centre S in turn 1, all the way down to turn 4. Really, once you may see some overtaking up between turns 5 and 6, but once they hit there, it's going to get pretty tight through that in part of the track. But have a close look through turn 10 and possibly turn 8 for moves being set up, through turn 12, and watching the guys get that slipstream up onto that straight to set them up for the race. So having a look at our grid now, folks, we've got Marcus Wang on pole position, followed by Paul Tajavara in second. Third will be James Scanlon. Fourth, Paul Woodbury. Fifth is Aaron Pearce in his sim racer Star Mazda. Rick Burt will be starting out of 6th position. Luke Emerton will be starting out of 7th tonight. 8th will be Ben Darley. 9th, Ian Robertson. Scott Goodman from Redback Racing Team will be starting out of 10th. Tony Buckingham in 11th. Brett Wilson from Redback Racing Team will be starting out of 12th. Chris Johnston will be starting in 13th position. Steve Downs will be starting out of 14th position tonight. Josh Smits will be starting out of 15th in his Sim Racer Star Mazda. Pavlo Hanna out of 16th tonight. 17th, Matthew Dignam. 18th, Darren Lesu. 19th is Scott Stevens. 20th will be Rick Summerhays, and rounding out our field of 21 will be Bradley Matheson. So we're just waiting, folks, for the lights to come on. So we can see now, and we're off racing. A nice clean start there, and we're coming into turn one. Let's hope they all get through there safely. So we have at the moment Rick Summerhays has taken the lead. James Scanlon's taken the lead from Paul Tejavana. Marcus Wang is now looking for second as they come down that straight. Too wide here. Paul Wood Stotesbury's having a look on the inside of Marcus Wang now coming into the turn. Will he get there? Not quite close enough, but he'll have to watch himself because it looks like Rick Burt's starting to close in as we can hear some carnage in the background. Paul Tarajava is running third at this stage. So we're looking at James Scanlon in front with some internet connection blinking going on, followed by Marcus Wang, and Paul Tarajava is in third, coming under pressure from Paul Wood Stotesbury. And fifth is Rick Burt at this stage. So tonight's is a total of 24 laps, and we're coming up to complete lap 1 with James Scanlon at the moment having a good run out of turn 12 now, but he'll have to watch Marcus Wang as Marcus is now starting to get that toe. Will he make a move up here? Looking on the inside, he's going to have to be careful here because James is blinking a bit, which can put the drivers off. Side by side they come in. Good move there by Marcus Wang. James is going to have to watch himself though, because he may come under pressure from Paul Tarajavana there, and it looks like we've had a nice clean start. Further back in the field it looks like a couple of guys have already come into the pits. Aaron Pearce has pitted. Brett Wilson pitted. Scott Goodman, both Redback Racing drivers, have come in on lap 1. Now remember, they have a compulsory pit stop, so those guys are obviously looking at trying the undercut. Very early for a pit stop, but we've had Aaron Pearce, Brett Wilson, Scott Goodman, Chris Johnston, Josh Smits, and Scott Stevens. All the guys up through the back of the field have all pitted at this stage. But getting back to the front as we have a look now, Marcus Wang has taken the lead from Paul Wood Stotesbury as he starts to try to stretch his legs out tonight, but Paul's not going to let him go. They do have a very slight gap back to Paul Tarajavana, and James Scanlon, who's blinking, looks like it may have settled down a bit tonight. Rick Burt, though, he's coming under pressure at the moment by Ben Darley, as we'll stay with these guys as they snake down the front straight to finish lap 2 here. Rick Burt side by side with Ben Darley into turn 1. Will Ben make this move stick? Yes, he will. Rick's let him through, but Rick will need to watch himself because Luke Emmerton now is starting to grab onto the back of this great battle pack. So as we're on board now with Paul Tarajavana, we can see now Paul Wood Stotesbury having a look at Marcus Wang. Marcus is out, right out. Will he hold second? Oh, they're coming close here, coming into the tight section. Well done there. Marcus did hold him off, but he's looking pretty vulnerable now. And Paul Wood-Stotesbury takes the lead. So folks, we're going to jump on board in the cockpit with Paul for a lap around Interlagos. So crank your volume up and enjoy the great sound out of these great little cars. So folks, that was a lap around Interlagos with Paul. As we can see now, Paul is coming under pressure from Marcus Wang for that second position, but he's going to make Marcus go on the outside here. Marcus tucks on the outside. He's going to have to watch his teammate there as Ben Darley now makes a move on him as well. And as they complete lap 3, folks, we can see that Ben Darley has made that move on Marcus Wang, and now he's having a close look back on Paul. Further back in the field, we have James Scanlon and Luke Emerton on trying to hang on to the back of this battle pack. So at the moment, folks, I'll take you through the field after 3 laps. We have Paul Wood-Stotesbury out in front, followed by Paul Tarajana, coming under pressure by Ben Darley and his teammate Marcus Wang. James Scanlon is in 5th at this stage, followed by Luke Emerton in 6th. Rick Burt is in 7th. Tony Buckingham 8th. 9th, Pavlo Hanna starting to battle with Tony now, as Pavlo has a look on the inside. He did not make that move stick. Bradley Matheson is in 10th at the moment. Stephen Downs is in 11th and 14 seconds from the leader. 12th, Matthew Dignam. 13th, Aaron Pearce, the first of our pit stops tonight. Brett Wilson is in 14th, followed by his teammate Scott Goodman. Chris Johnston is running in 16th. 17th is Brendan Howe. It looks like we've lost Josh Smits at this stage and Rick Summerhays. We'll keep an eye on those folks. Yes, Ian Robertson in the pits. That looks like that could be his night done. He will get a tow and then after that a fast repair, but he's going to be some laps down. Darren Lesu is running in 21st position and 3 laps down at this stage, and rounding out our field is 22nd Scott Stevens. So as we jump back to the action, folks, we can see Ben Darley at the moment it's starting to tighten up here. This is where the race is. Paul is having a look on Ben. and it looks like James Scanlon has made a move on Marcus Wang, who's now slipped back to 5th position. But still way out in front, well, not way out, half a second probably, is Paul Wood-Stotesbury doing a great job. He's 0.8 of a second, 0.9 of a second now in front. His last lap was a 1:33. We'll see what he can do now. As we can see here, Paul, Ben Darley and James Scanlon coming into centre corner. 3 wide. James puts it in there as they go 2 wide now through that corner with Ben Darley. There's been contact, but they all make it through the S's there. Now with open wheeler racing, they don't want to be banging and bashing too much, because as we can see further back now, it looks like Marcus Wang has got front wing damage. That's going to affect his downforce. Just restart our overlay, folks. It has had a bit of an issue there by the looks of it. So coming back, what I was saying, Marcus Wang has some front end damage there. That's going to affect the handling of this car. He may be okay for most of the track, but through that in part, he may get a bit more push on that car. So no doubt he'll be looking at coming into pit at some point. We are currently on lap 6, so we're in that window well and truly for pit stops at this stage. As we come back up now, Paul Wood-Stotesbury is starting to be caught by Paul Tejavera, but James Scanlon made a move there as Paul got a bit out of shape coming into turn 1. So James Scanlon now has moved up into the 2nd position. Further on down, we have Luke Emerton now, who has made a move on Marcus Wang. So Marcus must be suffering from front wing issues at this stage of the race in 5th. Rick Burt at the moment is trying to round them up in 6th position. 7th is Pavlo Hanna, some 9 seconds down from the leader at this stage. But jumping back to the action, folks, we can see here James Scanlon has still got internet issues. That must be affecting Paul, as he'll be a bit cautious of where to make that move. It's Marcus Wang is still in 5th position, as he's starting to close back in now on Luke Hamilton at this stage. Sorry folks, I've got a bit mixed up. As you can see now, Marcus Wang starting to get that slipstream again. Is he going to make a move? We are on lap 7 of this race at this stage. He's in the slipstream, but he needs to get it on the inside. We'll just see. He's looking on the outside, but that's not going to help. He might try to swing back under, but that's a long way around here at Interlagos tonight. So Marcus is getting in that toe now, having a look on the inside here, side by side. Man, well, yeah, Marcus is through. It looks like Luke let him through at that point in time, but Rick Burt has now caught up, and we can see now Luke Hamilton makes that move back. So Marcus is definitely struggling out of there tonight with that front wing by the looks of it, but doing a great job there in 5th position. So we're jumping on board now, folks, with James Scanlon in 2nd position, as he's looking at trying to pull back in Paul Wood-Stotesbury, but he's got to watch his back because Paul Tarajavana is there starting to make headway. As we come up now, folks, to complete lap 8, we'll see if anyone's going in the pits at the moment. Leaders go through. No, they're going around for another lap, so we'll see when they're going to make that pit stop happen at this stage. So Paul Wood, Stotesbury, followed by James Scanlon with that car blinking quite badly at this stage, followed by Paul Tarajavana. Luke Hamilton at the moment is starting to come under pressure from Marcus Wang and Rick Burt. They are now 4.5 seconds from the lead. As we can see, Rick having a look on the inside, Marcus diving in again, heavy under the brakes. We'll see if Luke can swing it around, but this time he's got Rick Bird on the inside here as they go through side by side into the tighter part of Interlagos here. Luke Hamilton has taken that back, so they're having a great battle there at the moment. Nice hard racing but clean racing, and it's great to see. Now folks, if you haven't seen our other broadcast of the split 1 of this race, that's drivers that qualified 1 to 26, definitely have a look on our channel and watch that race, because that was a great race, without telling you any of the results, of course. So our top 10 at this point: Paul Wood, Stotesbury in first, Paul Tarajavana is in second now and pulling away from Marcus Wang, who's now battling with Luke Hamilton and Rick Burt in 5th position. As we can see now, Luke Hamilton's having a look back on that inside to take it back. We'll stay with this and see if Marcus can keep that slipstream, but he has dropped a little bit as they come down this back straight. So it looks like Marcus isn't going to challenge at this time. At the moment, Pavlo Hanna's having a great battle here with Tony Buckingham. That's for 6th and 7th at the moment, and they've been battling like that for the last few laps, so they're having a great battle here at the moment. Bradley Matheson and Darren Lesu 8th and 9th at the moment, and then we have Scott Goodman for Redback Racing Team and his teammate Brett Wilson in 11th position there, as they go around there on the infield. I get a bit nervous when I see my teammates running behind each other. Keep it clean, boys. We don't want any contact. You know what the ramifications are. As we come back up to see Luke Hamilton now having this dice with Marcus Wang, we'll jump on board with Marcus at this stage and see the action from our gyro cam. So we can see Luke is really making going in deep there, which I'm not surprised considering Marcus has front wing damage. I'm not sure if he'd even know he's got much, but I'm sure he's feeling that the push of that car tonight. As we jump back out to the external view, sorry if anyone out there suffers from motion sickness. I tried to keep the camera as still as I could. As we come around now, folks, to finish lap 11, we're almost halfway distance now, and we'll see if the leaders go through yet again. They do. So Luke Hamilton in third, followed by Marcus Wang, go through to complete the 12th lap. So as this battle continues, folks, we'll have a look now as Paul is starting to close in on Paul Wood-Stotesbury for first position. So you can see from our nose cam, folks, we'll see how close he can get as they come into the tighter part here. He should, see if you can close it up a bit. Yeah, it's really tough in these cars as he goes right up under the rear of Paul Wood-Stotesbury there. He's starting to get that pressure on the leader at this stage. Yeah, as I was saying, folks, so these cars, they all run Mazda rotaries in them, and they can do quite a bit more than the Skippies with their setup. They can adjust the front and rear wing. They can do quite a bit to the suspension, but they are still all running the same motor, so they are all very evenly matched. What this class does is it really introduces the guys to car setup. They normally come to this class after the Skippies, which teaches them driver skill, where this really starts getting them now into not only honing their driver skill, but working with the team and getting the setup correct. So I guess the equivalent of this in Australia would probably be our F3 program, and we'd like to give a shout out to Luke Spalding, who's debuting this year in the F3. So go hard out there, Luke, and best of luck, mate. So jumping back now, Rick Burt has jumped up into third position. Marcus Wang is in fourth, and fifth now is Pavlo. So it looks like James Scanlon has run into some sort of issue. He's not to be seen near the track. The other person who's retired at this stage is Ian Robertson, who we saw before running into difficulty. So it looks like James Scanlon has dropped out of that position in fourth, as we now watch Marcus Wang starting to come in on Rick Burt as they go side by side up to finish lap 13. So they're on lap 14 now as Marcus goes around the outside there. Good move by these guys, and we'll see if he can start moving up through the field, or he's got to start catching the top two first. But Rick Burt's not finished yet, as he's now having a look on the inside. Side by side they go through. Rick Burt will be now up into third position, again with Marcus still battling. Coming back to our leaders, folks, we have Paul Wood-Stotesbury and Paul Tarajavana as they are trying to see who's going to take the lead of this race, as we are now on lap 14. Looking back through the pack, we can see Marcus Wang is still battling with Rick Burt for that third and fourth position. And further back, Pavlo pushes it wide there, and it looks like he's let Tony Buckingham through for that position. So that was for fourth and fifth, but Pavlo's having a bit of issue with his connection now, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Obviously that has affected him in that corner. Seventh is Bradley Matheson, and then we have the two Redback Racing team guys, Scott Goodman and Brett Wilson, now up to 8th and 9th, and Chris Johnston is in 10th. Having a look how they've moved up, Luke Hamilton has had his pit stop, and so has Aaron Pearce at this stage. Both of those guys are pitted, and Darren Lesu. As we can see, Marcus Wang is in the pits now, getting serviced. He would have used that fast repair, and he's coming out at the moment in 6th position, but he's going to drop down the field. As we can see, 9th. He'll probably come out right behind Brett Wilson here in 9th position. He did an 11.2 second stop, which is pretty good. Luke Hamilton looks like he took tyres and did a 20.9 second stop. The fast stop tonight was Aaron Pearce with the Lightning, 2.2 seconds. So he's obviously thrown in a litre or two of fuel and he's gone. And Darren Lesu on 11.6. As we can see now, Marcus Wang in 9th, starting to try to get past Brett Wilson. And ahead of him, his teammate Scott Goodman is having a battle with Brad Matheson now. So as you can see, folks, even though Marcus was up there, he's going to find it a bit difficult getting through the field. But to his advantage, these guys will be pitting. Probably, well, these guys have already pitted. Actually, they pitted on lap 1, so they're not going to pit. So Marcus is going to have to fight his way through these guys if he wants to get ahead of them. As we come back onto the straight, folks, at the end of lap 15. As we jump back up the lead, we can see Paul Wood-Stotesbury and Paul Taravana go side by side into turn 6. So we'll stay with this, folks, so you can enjoy a bit of a drive around Interlagos with our top 2 drivers. We're currently on board with Paul. See here, he's starting to get that slipstream working now, and as we can see now, the leader diving into the pits. So this will be Paul Wood-Stotesbury coming in to receive his service. We'll see where he comes out. Rick Bird at the moment is just coming across the start-finish line. He is not pitted yet, but he will be taking second at this stage as Paul is receiving service. Tony Buckingham will come up into 4th position, and Brett Wilson leading this pack with Marcus Wang now. He's past Scott Goodman, and he's looking at making a move on Brett Wilson. So you can see there, Brett Wilson has dropped 2 positions now. He's Marcus Wang not only went through, but his teammate Scott Goodman also went through for 6th position in that Redback Racing Star Mazda. As they come into turn 4 now, folks, they're having a great battle back here, but getting back to our leader, our leader was Paul Wood-Stotesbury, has come out right behind Tony Buckingham here now, and he makes that move. Tony's really got some problems with the turn-in of his car, but Paul Wood-Stotesbury did a 9.1 seconds compared to Marcus Wang. Paul has come out in 3rd. Marcus is still back in 5th position now, as he's made his way up through both Redback Racing cars, but Scott Goodman's having a look on the inside here to see if he can make that move. So the Redback Racing guys decided to rub off the cobwebs tonight and give these Star Mazdas a run. So it's great to see them having a good race here, and it's especially good to see Scott having a good race as he comes back from injury. He has not been racing for a bit because he's had an injured ankle. As we can see, Scott and Marcus now going side by side through centre S's. Scott's right over there on the ripple strip, but he made that move stick, and his teammate Brett Wilson is now also going to see if he can pass Marcus Wang here. Marcus threads the needle, well done there, goes deep under brakes, got himself out of jail there and made a fantastic gain of probably 5 car lengths. So that was an awesome bit of driving there by Marcus Wang. So at the moment we're with Paul Tarajavana, our leader, as he dives now into pit to take service as well. And second at the moment is Rick Burt. We'll see if he's going to go around. Looks like yes he does. So Rick Burt will now take the lead of this race as we come up to the end of, or starting lap 20. 4 laps to go, folks. So Paul Wood-Stotesbury has just gone past, and he has, here we go. So Paul is now coming out of the pits. He did an 8-second stop, so he would have gained 1.1 seconds over Paul Wood-Stotesbury. But Paul Wood-Stotesbury's already onto that back straight. As we can see in the background there now, Paul Tarajavana rejoins the race. Right behind, he's got a fairly good lead over Marcus Wang now, who's really extended that gap, so he's really putting that hammer down at this stage. So looking at our top 10, folks, we have Rick Burt still in position 1, waiting to pit. He will have to pit. Paul Wood-Stotesbury is in second at the moment. Paul Tarajavana is in third. Marcus Wang, 4th position. 5th, Brett Wilson with his teammate Scott Goodman, and in 7th, right behind him, is Brendan Howe. As we can see, Brendan in that Mad Cow Star Mazda starting to close in on Scott Goodman. 8th is Chris Johnston. 9th, we have Aaron Pearce in the Sim Racer Star Mazda, coming under pressure now by Luke Hamilton. So it looks like these guys have closed back in. Aaron did a 2.2 second stop compared to Luke Hamilton's 20.2 second stop. So one's taken tyres and fuel, and the other one's just splashed a couple of litres in their car and taken off again. As we can see now, the 2 Redback Racing Star Mazdas coming into the corner. Scott Goodman is looking at making a move on Brett Wilson. He does, but they're going to have to watch themselves because Brendan Howe is right on their hammer. As we jump on nose cam now with Brendan Howe as the 2 Redback Racing. This is going to be interesting. 3 wide, 2 wide. He's got a Redback Racing sandwich here, but that was a great move there, Brendan Howe. Jumping up into 5th and being challenged at the moment by Brett Wilson, but Brendan's definitely got some pace in that Mad Cow Star Mazda. And further back, Chris Johnston is looking at wanting to get in on the action as he's challenging Brett Wilson here. So these guys have been pretty much nose to tail all night, Brett Wilson, Scott Goodman, and but having a look further up the front now, Paul Wood-Stotesbury is, that's not for position, that number 19 is, let me see who that person is, Ben Darley Jr. He's 1 lap down, so he's trying to unlap himself, and we know Ben Darley has got quite a bit of pace. So having a look at our retirement, folks, with they've completed 21 laps, just about 2 laps to go. Rick Summerhays, James Scanlon and Ian Robertson unfortunately have all retired from this race. So having a look in second, folks, Paul Tajavara, I hope I'm not butchering that name, Paul, and Rick Burt is in third with Paul in second. Marcus Wang, though, he has had a great run and he's back up fighting for that podium position. Rick Burt, in the meantime, has made his pit stop. He did an 11.3 second stop compared to Marcus Wang with 11.2. So these guys now will be running to the checkered flag. I tell you what, Paul would not want Ben Darley too close behind him, but it looks like they're both running around here unaffected as Ben tries to get that lap back. They are now on to lap 23, I think it is, folks. 22, sorry. So they should get the white flag next time by. As we now look, Mark, oh, they hit, but there was a bit of netcode involved there. They were lucky to get away with that, as we saw them both overlap there. But Marcus Wang, oh, Rick Burt back on the inside here. They bump wheels side by side. I tell you what, they are having a great battle out there with these two guys fighting for the last position on the podium. So see if Rick gets a good run out of Centre S's here as they start a lap 23, folks. So Rick has got a good thing. They're going to go side by side through here into corner 4 at the end of this straight, but Marcus goes deep under brakes there. And they'll come side by side out of here as Rick tries the undercut, but he's going to be on the outside. We'll see if he can try to squeeze in here, if he can make this move. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. His best bet will be if he gets a slipstream coming on to that main straight. And as we go back to 6 and 7, Scott Goodman, Brett Wilson having a great battle here. Still with Chris Johnston now coming under pressure from Luke Emerton, who has a look on the inside here. And we're on to coming up to take the finish, folks. So as we can see here, Paul Tajavara has taken first, followed by Marcus Wang. I'm just wondering what's happened to Paul Wood-Stotesbury here. Third looks like it will be Rick Burt. As the guys are now finishing up the race, we can see here Joshua Smits in 11th position coming up to take the checkered flag. Looks like he's had a fairly lonely race out there tonight, but I hope he's enjoyed tonight's great event. Bradley Matheson will finish in 12th. As we can see Darren Lesu coming over and Stephen Downs. Okay folks, we're going to go through the full results of tonight's race. So, Paul Wood Stotesbury has won the race. We'll have to confirm these results because my overlays are playing up. But it looks like Paul Wood Stotesbury has won, followed by Paul Tarajavara. Third will be Marcus Wang. Fourth, Rick Burt. Fifth, Brendan Howe. Sixth, Brett Wilson. Seventh, Scott Goodman. Eighth is Chris Johnston. Ninth, Luke Emerton. And 10th will be Aaron Pearce. 11th, Tony Buckingham. 12th, Joshua Smits. 13th will be Bradley Matheson. 14th, Darren Lesu. 15th, Stephen Down. 16th, Scott Stevens. That was a good run. He started out of, I think, 22nd, so he's found himself move up there. 17th, Ben Darley. 18th, Pavlo Hanna. 19th will be Matthew Dignam. And 20th will be Rick Summerhays. And looking at the people who have retired from this event, Rick Summerhays was the first or the last person to retire, but also James Scanlon and Ian Robertson also retired from tonight's event. Okay folks, so I hope you've enjoyed tonight's telecast of the second split of the Star Mazda Australian Championship from Interlagos. If you like GT3 racing, join us this Sunday night for a 6-hour race starting at 4:45 Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Then on Monday night I'll be bringing you the Skip Barber Strength of Field, and then the following Thursday we will be back with these great Star Mazdas. So thanks for watching folks, I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please press like. If you didn't like the video, leave a courteous comment, let me know how I can improve so I can make these telecasts more enjoyable. So thank you for watching. I'm Bernie Wiemers and you've been watching RRTV.